Hello and welcome to another episode of the AV Experience. I'm your host, Ryan, joined as always by Jonathan von England. He's wondering how I remembered his name. I'm never going to let that down. We are back again after I don't know how long.
It's been about
Been
3
a bit.
weeks.
It's been a bit. And we're going to be talking about the best of 2025. But what we need everybody in chat to do, and we'll say this a few times, is we need you to put in what you think the best media, the best tech, the best home theater equipment, anything that you think, well, not anything, but related to the content of this stream, the best of 2025. Drop that in chat because honestly, Jonathan and I were kind of having a hard time thinking of stuff that was really the best. Unless we just say, well, it's the best because it was the only thing there. I don't know. Like movies is an example. Jonathan, you would agree. It was a rough year for movies. Maybe we should have made this like what was the best movie you watched in 2025 instead of what new movies came out in 2025. Would you
I
agree?
went and looked at some, top 10 and top 25 lists, and nothing in there really, sparked for me.
Nothing
there were
resonated
some
with you?
there were some big ones that came out, F1, Predator: Badlands.
I haven't seen Predator Badlands
It
yet.
was terrible. We wanted to talk about that on one of our podcasts. I didn't like it at all.
No, that was Prey. You watched Predator Badlands, the new one that hasn't even made
Yeah.
it to disc yet?
The Native American one?
No, that's Prey, silly.
Oh, I might have it
Predator
backwards.
Badlands has not come out yet. It's on my pre-order list for Kaleidoscape. It has not released yet.
Okay.
Don't be
Okay.
talking bad about Predator. I'm gonna kick you out of here. You're just gonna leave. No, we talked about that before. We could talk about the worst things, which was all the price increases.
No, the worst thing was that Jurassic Predator.
Oh God. Jeez.
The Razzie Award
That's
for Bruce Barnes.
that's gotta win some type of award.
I was trying to think if that was worse or War of the Worlds from the Amazon thing
No.
with Ice Cube.
It made War of the Worlds look like a Golden Globe. It was awful. Awful. I like bad movies. It was so bad. We don't even
So
need to.
bad.
You've heard us talk about this. I'm sure we talked about this
Too
way
much.
too much on the last stream, but it was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Let's start with equipment, home theater, because that's what we're all about is home theater equipment. What is the big one? And I think yours, I know you just recently did a projector comparison. I don't know that chat necessarily knows you did.
Yeah.
But there's one that you actually liked quite a bit, especially for the price point that may surprise people.
Yeah, this is a big turnaround for me because we saw the Valerian Pro 2 last month, and we saw it last November in 2024, and neither Ryan or I were very impressed
It
with
was
it.
okay. I mean, it was good for the money. For like $2,000, I could get behind it.
I wouldn't recommend it. I just didn't like it. But the Valerian Max introduces a feature called Rainbow Reduction, and that stabilizes the image so much for me that it's now watchable and enjoyable. And the EBL has been increased. It has a Cinema 2 and a Cinema 1, which are like a fixed contrast setting. And they've tuned it really, really well. So instead of like a native of 2000-1 on the Pro, it has a native of more like 4000-1, and it's nipping at JVC's heels. I think
Subjectively, it's nipping. I mean, it
I think
obviously doesn't have the
a
native contrast.
striking improvement
Good.
over the Pro 2.
Good. And I do want to clarify what you just said, just to make sure that viewers don't get the wrong impression. When you say that it's nipping at the heels of JVC, you mean visually, subjectively, not measured, because the JVC is going to crush it in native contrast. Like, there is no comparison.
The JVC is better all around. There's no question. But when I say nipping at the heels, I mean like it's 50% less cost. Even at its increased MSRP, it's $4,000 instead of JVC's 6 or 7, depending on the sale you catch.
Mm-hmm.
And it really does a good job. Like everybody there was impressed with it. And where we thought the people who did the last shootout a month ago or the last comparison all thought the LS12000 was better than the Pro 2.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody at this one, including myself, thought the Max was better than the LS12000.
That is great.
That's a big swing.
That's great. I think that is great for the industry because it puts pressure on manufacturers to innovate. And that's really important. If things like this don't happen, things become stagnant. Now, still not a fan of the Pro 2, right? I've never liked
I'm not.
it.
Yeah.
I think for $2,000, it's a decent projector for the money. I have not seen the Max, but I do take your word for it that it is solid. You and I have a pretty similar eye for what we're looking at. Um, and you say that everybody there universally liked it,
Yeah.
which is super cool. Super
Yeah.
cool. I think that's fantastic. Big Dog, what a name. Asks, have you seen, oops, did not mean to do that. Sorry. Let's put that back up there. Has anybody seen Iron Eagle? Yes. So Iron Eagle was a running joke when I was doing my flight sim streaming because everybody was all about combat aviation, and Iron Eagle is one of the worst aviation movies ever created, but it's so bad it's funny. I don't know if it was seriously trying to be bad or if it was just bad by happenstance. I don't know, but I have seen it. I've seen all of them actually. There's not just one, and they get progressively worse. The first one is the best, the best of those movies, but it's still bad. Uh, so Kenna fake J Kenny fake. I don't know how to pronounce that. That's too many running in together. Haven't heard them yet, but the JTR Kalos look very promising. Gene's all about them right now. He's putting out a lot of content about the JTR
They
stuff.
got Product of the Year by Audioholics, didn't they? In 2025?
I do not know. Did they
I
come
think
out this year? Or did they come out in 2024?
I
I
don't know,
don't
but
know.
there's some sort of big award that Audioholics gave it, like a real nice award.
Hmm. I have not heard them, so I can't pass judgment on them, but
I haven't
people
heard 'em
seem to
either.
really like them. What anything outside of projection that you really liked? This is the problem we were running into of what really was there.
Yeah, I mean, so I was trying to think through the movies thing as we talked about a little bit earlier. I like I wanna see a couple of them. Some of them I missed. I haven't seen Tron Ares yet. That's supposed to be fantastic. I really like Tron Legacy, so I'm looking forward to that. But Warfare, to me, that was like a B movie, I think. Superman,
Warfare was a B movie?
I think so. Not that I just in my subjective preference. Like it was a good movie. B is not bad for me. B is above average, but it's not A tier or S tier for me. Would you rank it A tier or S tier?
Oh man, Warfare at least an A.
That's fine.
It
We're
was
not that far
it
off.
was really good. I don't The only reason I'm giving it an A and not an S is because I won't rewatch that. Maybe later on down the road, but I'm not gonna sit in my theater and go, "You know what sounds really good right now?
Right.
Anxiety."
It's
And
not comfort
I
food.
don't wanna do that. So, I'm not giving it an S because of all of that.
Rewatchability, sure.
Yeah, it doesn't have it. But before we move on to movies, there's some stuff in chat. I do wanna mention, something that's sitting next to me. I can't turn the camera down to show you, but, um, talk about the thing that's sitting next to me first and then some things that people are mentioning in chat. So the MadVR MK3 came out this year. I know you don't have any experience with it. Um, it's very much like the MK2. So if anybody doesn't know what the MadVR is, it's a video processor that does a bunch of stuff like HDR tone mapping. It'll do dynamic subtitle optimization, which technically is not out yet. It does AI-based motion interpolation, which I think is the best in the industry. It does um, 8K up conversion, geometry correction for if your projector's sitting in a corner, and a bunch of other stuff. Well, the MK3 just came out, like very recently just came out, and they've added the ability to do HDMI 2.1 in with VRR in and out. So you can now game through it at under, I mean, you're encroaching on teen uh, latencies, which is super cool. So playing all
Nice.
your HD games with tone mapping and all that stuff, and then you've got the core, which gets all those capabilities, or the input card capabilities, I should say. So it's been a big year for them. That's super exciting. We'll show more of that at ISE, and there's a new feature that's coming that I can't shed light on, but it'll get its debut at ISE. So that's exciting. There was a comment up here on um, Basic Theory says Epson projectors. The QLs didn't come out this year, did they?
No, I looked
No,
that up
that
because I
was
was
last
curious.
year.
The QL3000 came out in 2023.
What?
That's what it said on a web search today because I looked that up myself.
Hmm.
Late 2023,
Maybe
and the
he's talking about the
Q7,000
LS
came out in
9000.
2024.
Maybe he's talking about the LS 9000. Maybe
When did the QB 1000 come out? Was that this year or was that had to be last year too,
that was
didn't it?
last year. That have to be.
Yeah, we did that review right when it was pretty new.
Yeah. And then he says the Buckeye amps. I don't have any experience with the new the new HypeX modules. Yeah, those are supposed to be pretty cool. And then this is a big one that I forgot about. The new Kaleidoscape versions, the M and the E and the V. Really the
Did
M
they
and the E.
release yet another one in the last month or 2, or is that the one that came out a few months ago?
No, this is the ones that came out a few months ago, and they've got Dolby Vision and stuff in them.
Mhm.
So that's super cool because I think it opens up Kaleidoscape to a broader audience. It makes it more accessible. It's still expensive. I mean, you're still paying a few $1,000s to buy into the ecosystem, and you've got very limited storage. I mean, 5 to 10 gigabytes is very small, but they want you to buy the Terra. They don't want to give all of that to you at the lower cost. So it's made it more approachable. Still very expensive, but that was cool to see for the industry. So I did like that. Um, what else? Can I think of anything else?
Basic Theory is the one that gave us the Epson pop-up, but he says, "No way." Oh, he's saying, "No way." Whoops, sorry, guys. He was like us, I guess. He thought it was early or, like, more recent too, but they've been out for a while.
Mm-hmm. They sneak away. They stay. They
Years, they keep on coming.
yeah. God. It feels like the NZ MP5, the NZ7, and the NZ8 and NZ9 just came out, and that was
I thought the NZ500 came out this year. I looked it up thinking this is
last
clearly
year.
on my list, but nope, it was 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get mine till May, so that feels like this year. I mean,
What a
it was this year for me.
getting it May. God. Okay, back to movies because I don't really have anything else about equipment. I mean, there's no groundbreaking thing with speakers. Um, I don't have anything. It's been a very meh year. It's been an okay year. It hasn't been a bad year, but it's not an exciting year in comparison to some of the other stuff with new things coming out, unfortunately. I guess I could say the new 64 driver. That's been nice. That's all I got. So moving on, and then we'll come back, I guess, if chat has anything else. Movies. You got anything else outside of Warfare?
There's a couple that I wanna watch that I missed this year. When I was looking at those top 25 lists,
Mhm.
several different places, like, Mickey 17 was on some of those lists, and that
What
concept
is that
seemed fun to
about?
me. It's like a guy that gets shipped off to die a bunch of different ways so they can research how death works on this other planet, and he
What?
gets recycled. It kinda reminds me, at least from the trailer, and I don't know anything more than the trailer, but of, like,
Live,
Live,
Die,
Die,
Repeat?
Repeat. Yeah, that kinda thing. Except for I don't think they're fighting so much as he's, like, being used for research.
Mm.
The trailer looks pretty fun. Watch the trailer at some
I
point and
put it
see.
on my wish list. It's only $14 right now. I'll have to look at that.
And then Tron Ares, of course, we mentioned briefly, but, that should be awesome. I mean, even, like, Sir Master was telling me just tonight that that thing is, like, super tier to him. It's like S tier. He really liked it.
I don't know that it was that good. The
You
music
saw it
was
already. Oh,
phenomenal.
yeah, you had that movie night that I missed. Ah, darn it. Did the group like it when you watched it then? I don't think we've
Uh,
had a podcast since then.
Paige really liked it. Kevin was I enjoyed it. I won't say any more than that.
What was your rating on a
Mm,
ABCD
it was very
or F?
Tron. It was very Tron. I'd give it I'd probably give it a B. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It's not a fantastic movie, but neither's Tron Legacy. I mean, visually it's stunning and it felt very Tron. They did a very good job. Anybody that says they don't like it, go away.
I
It,
saw
I
Palindrome
enjoyed it.
guy mentioned that, what's the horror movie that everyone liked? What was the name of it?
Weapons,
Weapons. I haven't seen that, I won't see it, but did you like
I
that
won't
one?
like
Did you
it.
see it?
Um, I enjoyed it. It was probably like a B to a B minus, so it was fine. Not
Tim
a
really liked it. He thought that was one of the best ones this year.
It was good. It was alright. I enjoyed the premise. Um, what else have I watched this year? Uh,
Superman, that was rated real high, but we thought it was like C
God.
minus
I've
territory.
Maybe I
We
need
thought
to
it was worse
rewatch
than that, I
that.
think.
Maybe I need to rewatch that. That was so bad.
They rated really, really high. I
Yeah.
agree with you, but rated high somehow.
So, I watched Fantastic Four, the new one. It was okay. I mean, it doesn't deserve the flack that everybody gave it. It's not a terrible I'd probably give it a C. I mean, it was fine. Some of the stuff was cool, but it wasn't I didn't think it was good or bad. It was right in the middle. It was fine. Tron Ares was fun. Uh, Weapons. The Accountant 2, have you watched that?
No.
So I enjoyed that. Bad Guys 2, that was fun.
Bad Guys 2 with the is that Will Smith?
No. I don't kn
Who was in that one?
Sam Rockwell, Mark Maron, Craig Robinson, Anthony Ramos. It's an
Mm.
animated one.
And Accountant 2 is Ben Affleck?
Yep. Yeah.
I haven't watched the first one either.
Mm.
Look at these guys in the chat not liking Superman. We almost turned it off too. Basic Theory says I almost turned it off when he's watching it.
Jonathan, I think, really wanted me to turn it off.
I wanted to. About half an hour in, I was like, let's do something else.
Sinners.
But then it redeemed itself to some degree. Like I thought it got better.
Sinners was
I haven't seen that one yet.
I enjoyed Sinners. Sinners has probably the best demo clip of the year.
You showed that over your place. It is cool.
Yes, it is very good. And Ballerina, John Wick.
I didn't have high expectations for that one, and I haven't seen it.
It was good. I enjoyed it. It's got a great
Did you
demo
like it
scene.
more than 4?
Hmm?
Did you like it
It
more
was
than
way
Donald
better
4?
than 4.
4 was not good.
It was probably on the same level as 3.
3 wasn't that good.
Okay, maybe 2.
2 was okay, and 1 was fantastic.
1 was phenomenal. It is not John Wick, but it's still decent, and it's got great visuals. Great visuals. I will say about Sinners, Jonathan, do not watch that with your kids.
No, I wouldn't. Sure.
It's not a horror movie, but it's not a horror movie, if you know what it's not meant to be scary, but it's dark.
Mhm.
So that was I enjoyed Ballerina. Did this come out?
There's so many people hating on Superman in the comments, it makes me laugh.
It was really bad. The Real People version of How to Train Your Dragon?
Bad.
That was bad.
That was
Really
unfortunate.
bad. It is a 97 on
Superman or How to Train Your Dragon?
On Rotten Tomatoes.
Which one?
How to Train Your Dragon.
That makes no sense.
97.
Is that the audience score or the critic score?
Audience. 77 from critics.
I thought that was like a C minus, man.
It was not good.
Maybe even a D.
I'd probably give it a C minus. You got to be really bad to start getting into D's and F's.
It didn't have any redeeming quality. Like it did nothing better than the cartoon. Like nothing.
It was really bad. I enjoyed Thunderbolts. Did you watch Thunderbolts?
No, that was on another one of those top 25 lists this year.
It was probably a B minus for me. It was fun. I knew what I was getting. You know, it's a darker Marvel movie, but it's still comedic. So enjoyed that one. Megan 2, awful. I don't know. Megan 2, these scores do not make sense to me. Megan 2 has an 81%.
I never saw it.
And a 57% from critics. That makes zero sense. It is such a bad movie. I enjoy the premise because it's different. It's about this doll that its AI comes to life, but not good. I enjoyed the first one more. Don't ask me why I did the second one. I have no idea because the first one wasn't very good, but I guess I'm a glutton for punishment and just felt that I had to finish the masochism and just had to finish it out. What about the new Ultimax driver? Didn't that come out this year?
No, I think that came out. Well, maybe the Signature series this year, but the 2 came out last year, 2024.
What have we been doing?
Came out this year.
Warfare was fantastic, but like I said, I can't give it an S tier because I don't wanna go through anxiety again. Still going through all these movies.
Sisu 2. Am I saying that right? Sisu
So
2?
Sisu 2 is did you see the first one?
No.
It's,
I don't even know what it is. I never even heard of it.
what language is that, chat?
Willie Ilras.
Finnish? I think it's Finnish. So it's in Finnish, if I remember correctly. So it's not in English, but it's a much more violent John Wick based, I think, in World War II.
Whoa, that sounds interesting.
And it is very violent.
No, I know nothing about that. I just Googled it.
But
Interesting.
it's him against because the Finnish were heavily against the Nazis. And if I remember correctly, it was him against the Nazis. And it was dang. So I'm
This
gonna watch the
this
second
thing
one.
says slapstick Rambo. Is that true, or is that just somebody's
I would
opinion?
say it's funny, maybe because of how over the top violent it is, maybe, but it's not meant to be a funny movie.
Hmm.
I don't think it's funny at all.
Hmm.
Fat Man says pretty brutal, and it is. It's very brutal, and I would expect the second one to be the same. Um, I don't think it was an amazing movie, but yeah, Sisu is John Wick's granddad. That would be fair.
Finster, you're talking the Final Mission Impossible. I need to see that one too. I'm
I
gonna
do
add that to
too.
my
I
list.
haven't watched that.
I've seen demo clips from it, but not the actual movie yet.
What else? Did this come out this year? No, that was last year. All right, so enough about movies that came out this year, because we're only talking about things that we've seen in our theaters, not in theaters. Like the new Avatar is supposed to be fun. I wouldn't say it's none of those movies are good, but I would say they're fun and visually stunning. Um, I haven't watched the new Mission Impossible. Uh, Anything else?
I've
That's
heard a lot of negative things about that new Avatar movie, actually, from people that say it
yeah, but
basically doesn't have any plot.
they say that about all of them.
I think they say they got worse, which is a fear of mine,
Eh,
because the first one didn't have that
yeah,
much plot.
I know what I'm getting when I watch them.
Critical Drinker has a real good series on this that he was talking about. Basically, like Avatar are the highest grossing movies ever made that no one watches, and the idea being like they're a spectacle, but the story's not good enough to bring you back. So they're a big theater draw and globally because they're so pretty. Audio video's nice, 3D's nice, but
I think
there's no
kids
meat on the bones.
my daughter loved the second Avatar.
We just watched it for the first time this year. Way of the Water, not that
Mhm.
good.
I mean, it's fine. I can see why it resonated with her. She loves the sea. It's very pretty, and it's simple. She doesn't care, right? It works with her. So, like, I'm gonna ban Chris Contreras with Jurassic World Rebirth. That
Maybe
is
it's it's bad.
that is encroaching on the same level as Jurassic Predator and Alien Earth. Oh god. Did you ever watch Alien Earth?
No, that's the series on one of the streaming services, right?
Oh, I was thinking of a different one with Will
Alien
Smith's
Romulus, was that
son.
this year, by the way? I liked that one. Let me see
It
what year
might
that
have
was.
been. That wasn't I need to rewatch that. That wasn't my favorite. We need to
2024. There it goes again. I would have
Yeah.
given that an A tier.
Yeah. I need to go rewatch it. Alien Romulus wasn't my favorite. It's funny, we're supposed to be talking about equipment and stuff, and we're derailed on a movies because there was no equipment to
There's
talk
no
about.
equipment, and there wasn't very much movies either.
I know. Um, Dune 2 last year.
Dune 2 came to mind as well, but definitely 2024.
All right, so movies that didn't necessarily come out this year, but that you watched this year. What were the standouts? Was there any standout that you look back and think,
Yeah,
"Man,
I
that
mean, there
was
were
so good"?
several of them that I liked. I just watched this last night again, which I love. Have you seen this one yet? Dungeons& and Dragons
Yeah,
on Honor Among
yeah,
Thieves?
I've
I
seen it.
It makes me just smile and laugh the whole time. It's so well done. I can't wait for them to make a second one. I thought they knocked that one out of the park. A tier for sure.
What did you think? So we forgot about this one. I think we briefly mentioned it. F1.
B
Saw
minus.
that together.
C plus, B minus territory for me.
Yeah. It was probably a B minus. The story just not good. Not
It
good at
didn't have
all.
as much meat as, like, Top Gun: Maverick. Everyone always kept comparing it to Top Gun: Maverick, but Top Gun:
No,
Maverick's a way better movie.
the story in Top Gun Maverick was actually decent. F1 was not. It was bad.
Yeah, I think we had a
Notably, it was
podcast
super
on this
cool.
if I don't remember which one it was, but
We were
my
talking
problem
about
with it was, like, you're supposed to be kinda rallying behind the hero. They're like it's a
and he
kind of cruddy
cheats.
team, and they're cheating. And
Yeah,
so, it doesn't it's not like Mighty Ducks or something where you wanna get behind them because 'cause they're getting picked on by the bully. They are the bullies. They're picking on the other teams with the inferior car.
yeah, that was crap. That was crap. So F1, they're probably gonna bring up more movies as soon as I move on to something else, but one that I mentioned that I wanted to talk to about this was I watched Underwater, which we had seen at the Iowa Crawl and had a ton of bass, both in the room was shaking, like, out of control. Tons of bass. When I watched it, it was a very different experience than when I watched it at the Iowa tour, and it it had a ton of bass still, like, just an absolute ton of it, but it was where the bass was located, right? It went from a bloated kind of mess to pressure and infra, and just it felt more realistic is too far of a word because you're not gonna I don't think you're gonna feel that. I don't know, I've never been in that situation, but it
Yeah.
felt more relatable. Like, I felt more like I was there, and it felt more suspenseful, so it added a lot instead of taking away, right? It was a very, very different experience. It never felt like, "Oh, this is a ton of bass." It never felt like that. It felt like immersion when I was listening to it. Totally different experience than when I had there. And it happens at the very beginning of the movie. You don't even have to watch for it. The movie kind of falls apart after that because of the premise and Cthulhu and all this other stuff. But the beginning was I enjoyed it. It was great. The bass added a fantastic feeling of realism, though I've
Is
never been in the Mariner's Trench.
is that released in 2020?
I have no idea when it came out.
So, I'm looking at the chart on AVS Forum. It looks like it's pretty hot at 20 hertz and
Mhm.
then rolls off. It's got some at 15 and then it rolls off pretty good from there.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty serious track on the bass, it looks like,
Yeah.
according to the chart here.
And it felt I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. You should watch it in your room.
It's in the apparently, according to this forum thread, it's the forum thread is called "The Ultimate List of Bass and Movies with Frequency Charts." It's always a good place to go see what the bass is like, and it's in the top 5 from 2020 as far as bass. I'll
Mhm.
put that link in the
Fat Man, does that just make me
commentary.
more of a nerd? I think so. You should watch it, Jonathan. It's worth watching.
I like underwater movies, usually.
Yeah. It's definitely demo scene worthy. It was a lot. So that was enjoyable. Fantastic Four. Eh. And then the ones I need to watch are Bring Her Back, If I Had Legs, One Battle After Another, The Long Walk, She Rides Shotgun. These are all supposed to be good. I watched Nobody 2. Did that come out this year? Yes, it did.
I remember you saying you liked that one.
I did?
Mhm.
It was okay.
At the
Nobody and
time, you
Nobody
thought it was
2.
okay. I mean, I don't remember you saying it was like super tier or something, but I remember you
No, it was
saying you liked it.
fine. I mean, it just felt like they were he was getting into trouble to get into trouble. Like, it didn't have the plot that John Wick has,
Mhm.
and there's no real reason for him to be doing stuff unless
Wait wait a minute, evaluate that comment you just said. Didn't have the plot that John Wick had.
the original John Wick?
They kill his dog, and then he
Yeah,
kills everyone.
he had a
That's the
reason to
plot.
go kill everybody. That is the plot. I would do that. I'd be all
So,
for that. You kill my dog, I'm gonna kill all of you and your families. That's what's going to
if it
happen.
doesn't have that kind of plot, it must be
Exactly.
really basic.
Right. So it didn't no. It was my wife's watched the first one with me and just went, "Why did I watch that?" So if that tells you anything, and then I watched the second one because people said it was better, and it wasn't. I probably enjoyed the first one more, but that's subjective because we've found that a lot of people have very, very different opinions on content, what they like and what they dislike. Uh, so yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
What movies did you say already that you watched this
Oh, I'm
year?
kind of opining in here. The one that sticks out in my mind as being one of the most fun one I've watched in probably the last year was that what was the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare that we watched?
You're all about that movie.
I
You bring
really
that up
liked
all
that
the
one.
time.
I'm gonna put that in S tier because it's something that always just sticks in my mind as a really enjoyable film.
That's fair.
I really enjoyed it. I don't even know when that came out. Was that 2023
I
probably?
have no idea.
I think we watched it this year for the first time.
No idea. I think we did watch it earlier this year. Oh, I watched Long Legs. That was another one that came out last year. I enjoyed that movie. Did we watch Civil War this year? I
Civil
enjoyed Civil
War?
War.
No, I didn't watch that at all.
Hmm. Must have been last year. I think it was last year.
Hmm. Did you
Okay.
like that one?
Yeah. It's not what I was expecting, but I enjoyed it. All right. Enough about movies. Music. You said you
What
had some music.
Yeah, I do, and it's actually just I'm gonna keep it brief because 'cause I've already kinda talked about this on a podcast that I have on my own channel, but just AI music was really interesting in 2025. A couple months ago, there was a maybe 3 months ago at this point, there was a release of 2 new AI engines for making cover songs.
Mhm.
Uh, they do remarkable things, and I played it a little bit myself. It's pretty fun just to, like, say, "Hey, make a song with this style, put a trombone in it, put a male quartet voice, make it deep bass voices," and just listen what it does. Um, some of the cover songs are just fantastic. I'm gonna put a link to my playlist in the chat comments.
It's
Go
disturbing.
go listen to them. There people saying, like, it doesn't sound human or there's no, like, human emotion in it. That's not true. I mean, you can get chills listening to this stuff just like anything else, and it's really fun to listen to a lot of your favorite songs growing up, like when the 1990s or whatever, now reimagined in a completely different genre. And it spits them out so fast. Playing it myself, it spits out so fast. It's remarkable. And so I think we've already had a podcast on this. We don't have to belabor the point, but that's something in 2025 that was new to me that was really interesting. And I went down the rabbit hole pretty good and enjoyed myself. I know there's different trains of thought on that, and some people just wish it wasn't so, but it's here and it's
Mhm.
not going anywhere, and it's
Mhm.
make peace with it one way or the other. Let's see if I can find that playlist real quick. Got it. I don't even can click these comments, but if you're watching it live, you should be able to, I think. So that playlist has about 30 songs in it that are just some of my I listened to days worth of music out of AI covers, and those were some of my favorites that I saved off.
Because
So
you
give them
are
a shot.
AI. We
See what
all
you
know
think.
that you don't watch movies, you just watch demo material. You listen to AI music. You're just an algorithm at this point. We don't even know if you're real. You could just be an AI engine that's sitting here trying to push off things on us
No,
by
I
some
I
big
I
brands.
mentioned on my podcast, and maybe to you on the side as well. I have a couple groups of friends, and I sent this to, like, one group of friends, and they were all over it, like, loving it, sending things back and forth. We probably traded off, like, 100 songs in text message, like, "Try this, try this, try this," really excited. And the other group was like they wouldn't even, like, click on the links I sent. They're like, "Nope, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm not gonna support it. I don't wanna click it." So, like, people have very strong opinions about it,
Mhm.
for sure.
It's I'm in the I have strong opinions about it, negative
Are you
opinions about it.
did you find anything you liked, or did you just not
Oh, it's not that
work
I
out right?
dislike it,
Mhm.
that I dislike the content. I dislike that AI is making it.
Mhm.
It's removing the humanity, and it's going to impact a lot of things and a lot of people's livelihoods. That's where I have the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Um, no, I have no problem with what it's making. It's disturbing, right, for how good it is.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
yeah.
it's coming for a lot of industries. It's not just music.
Mhm.
Like, I work in IT, and it's coming for our industry too.
Mm,
Um, yeah.
mhm. Yeah, maybe.
A few years from now, it'll be a lot different than it is now. It's still pretty
Oh, for
early.
sure. It'll definitely be different. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. Alright, anything else about the best of 2025 lackluster year? There
Hmm.
was nothing. The Envy, as far as products, was probably the most exciting product for me. Uh,
What was your
movies
favorite game in 2025? That'd
I
be
don't
a okay
play any
topic.
games.
Would you still like what's the game that you play that's extraction shooter?
Helldivers.
Yes. Would you did that come out in 2025?
No, that's 2023.
No way. Maybe
Yeah,
I played it first this year or something.
yeah, 2023.
Mm. Well, Arc Raiders would be my favorite game of the year so far, and that's another extraction shooter, which is just really, really fun. I wish you'd play with me. We should try it. It's wintertime. You're
We
not
already had
that
this
busy.
discussion. We had this discussion. I have my wife's already on me about the other things that I wanna do, and I don't need
It's so fun.
no,
I'll give you a dog collar and 3 toasters to get your first craft
no,
bench upgraded.
no, I do not, and I know the problem. I know myself enough. The problem will be I will be addicted to it, and you're gonna be getting, like, builds that I'm gonna be making on some website, and I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole, and I'm never gonna come out, and I'm gonna be in my basement, not showering for 3 weeks, and it's gonna be awful, so I'm going to stay away from it.
Now, wait a minute. You didn't that didn't happen to you with Helldivers, did it? Or did it?
No, because I can just put Helldivers down, and
That's what this is.
I am
There's
not
just 30-minute
competing.
levels.
I am not competing against
It's
other people.
it's only 30 minutes long,
It does
and
not matter.
that's like worst case scenario. You will be nuked if you stay there for 30 minutes. You gotta exfiltrate I gotta exit before the
But
countdown timer.
do I am I fighting other people?
You can, or you
Yeah,
can do
that's not gonna happen. It
you
doesn't matter.
can. You have
It
a
does not
choice.
matter. It does not matter because I will my personality is I am all in, and that is gonna suck me in, so I'm
I
going to
mostly play
avoid it.
co-op. Like, you're dropped in this universe with a lot of people, and some of them will try to attack you because 'cause they're humans and grief you, and some of them will be co-op. So, I am of the nature that I won't be attacking someone first. If they attack me, then it's on, but I won't be attacking them first.
I don't nope. I know myself well, that's why I'm not playing it. I have no doubt that it's a great game. I am going to avoid it because I know that I will get sucked into it.
What's so fun about it is that the AI is really good on it, and it's Unreal Engine, so it looks fantastic, and the
Mhm,
monsters are very hard, like, the environmental AI is very hard. So, you'll be engaging this AI, where it's hard to kill even, like, a machine or 2, especially when they're a new character. It'll be hard to kill a character like, even a single, like, drone or something, or 2. So, you'll team up 2 or 3 to try to take down some of the AI. Well, when the loot starts falling, then those relationships might falter because people want the loot. And so your bonds of friendship or cooperativeness are kinda tested
mhm.
through the course of the
Let me
level.
put it this way. 15 years ago or so, my brother was getting into Magic: The Gathering,
Mhm. Mhm.
and we were at a store we both lived in Lawrence, and he told me to buy 1 pack. I bought 1 pack, and I remember still, I hit a Sun Titan, so it wasn't that long ago. I mean, maybe not 15 years ago, it was like 12 years ago or 13 years ago. I got a Sun Titan, and I knew as soon as I was starting to ask questions and stuff, and I didn't know myself as well as I do now. And then 2 years later, down payment of a house was paid in Magic cards. I'm not going down that pathway again. I'm not
Wow.
I know where I will go. I have a seriously addictive personality, and it will not gonna happen. So I find things that I have to like the flight sim stuff. I do it because I have to it takes a tremendous amount of time outside of the game where I can read or do something to become better. It feels more of an investment, and I can better my own person, and I feel like I'm growing because I have to learn about aerodynamics and all of this other stuff. Um, Helldivers, I can play a mission and walk away from because I'm not fighting other people. But if I fight other people in games, oh god. Like I have encroaching on I haven't played in I don't even know how long. 8 years. I have like 8 or 9,000 hours in Arma 3.
Oh, wow. That's like World of Warcraft territory
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah. So I appreciate the offer, but
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even wanna tie you in if it's gonna be something like that.
I'm gonna avoid it. You're more than welcome to tell me about games, but if it's something like that, I know myself well enough. I need to just stay away from it because that would be bad. Um, Glad you enjoy it though.
I do.
So comments. There's not a ton of them, but if you guys have comments, questions, or anything like that, I am happy to read them out, and Jonathan and I can go through them. They are first in, first out. So we'll start at the top. This is questions mainly about AV and home theater. So if you guys have a question about your own journey, equipment, we'll try and give you our thoughts. And if we don't know, we'll tell you. We don't like making up answers. We just like telling you how we feel, what we think, what our experiences are with everything. So Palindrome Guy says, Happy New Year. I don't want to start this show with drama, but watching too much YouTube, I stumbled on a video and Ryan has been cheating on you, Jonathan. He was on a stream with another guy. Yeah, so I'm streaming with Eric from AVS. The last one we did was with Peter Aylett. Did you watch that one?
I haven't watched that one yet. I usually do watch them. I haven't seen that one yet.
So that one is about crap. What is that one about? I think it's about room design. And it was interesting hearing his takes. Like one of the things he mentioned, and there's somebody else that chatted about it. This one, Flyers 10AZ says, on a podcast Ryan did with Peter Aylett, Peter mentioned that stuffing the front wall with tons of insulation was a bad idea, but Peter didn't say what to do instead. Ryan, what should you do? Do you agree with that?
The front wall, tons of insulation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a bad idea, frankly. I mean, I've been in rooms where they have a lot of insulation front. Yours does, for that matter. I like it, actually.
Well,
okay.
The difference is my room has also a lot of diffusion and reflective surfaces. The point that he was making is if you have a baffle wall, right? And you're say you've got tower speakers and you've put them into the wall and then you're putting around them, you're just stuffing it with pink fluffy. The problem that this creates is you lose any boundary interaction. So your SBIR goes, which is a big part of your sound staging for how big things feel, for reflections, for because your sound frequencies don't just come out. I mean, even the higher frequencies, some of them will go back and reflect off of the rear wall and come back out. And so the idea is that if you just use only insulation with no type of diffusion or reflective surfaces over the top, you're going to lose all of that interaction. And it's only going to happen at the high frequencies. So your house curve is just going to go whoop, really fast instead of happening at a much higher frequency. That's the worry and why he was saying that. And the other thing he said along those lines is in like a general living room where you have a bunch of stuff like bookcases and artwork and furniture and carpet and all of that stuff, you're actually creating enough reflective area and absorption through all of this material that your need to put up acoustic treatments diminishes. It still may be beneficial, but the reason he was saying this is because a lot of times people have a tendency to just put a bunch of absorption in and then they create huge suckouts. And we need the reflections. You don't want to have a reflectionless room. That's not a great place to be. That was his point.
It's that whole adage that we've talked about before. I think if you talk to 6 guys, they'll all have different opinions slightly. Mm-hmm. That's his, sounds like.
Yeah, I would agree. I follow him, but I understand what you're talking about. That's the point, Palindrome Guy, that I think he was trying to make.
I mean, I've been in several rooms that have very thick insulation in the front, and I like it. I mean, it sounds good. That's an older acoustic theory, dead front end, live rear end on the room.
Mhm.
Um, but I've been in rooms that have followed that to a T and, like, several feet of insulation in the front, and I like it.
I
So,
just feel like you lose your front sound stage.
I don't think so. Not in the rooms I've been in. Some of the better rooms I've been in have been that way.
Mm. Hmm.
I mean,
Basic
there's probably, like, if you don't go there's probably, like, a scale, and just generally talking without real specifics, it probably gets lost a little bit in translation. But, for instance, there's a Craig John on the forums. He had a very thick insulation front wall. It was, like, a couple feet thick worth of jeans, shredded jeans that were up there, and he had triad platinum left, center, right. So the front wall was only absorption material besides the speakers.
Mhm.
Sounded fantastic in there, and his back had, like, no treatment. It was like a regular room like you're talking about, like, there was nothing back there. Sliding glass door in the back, just drywall, and that was, like, his description. He had some treatments on the side, and he had some bookshelves and stuff on the side, that kinda thing, fireplace on one side. He kinda had that same thought that, like, that kinda does what it needs to do for diffusion and diffraction, that kinda thing, but he said, "The front wall, I just wanna absorb everything, so the only thing coming in, like, rear speakers aren't making sound come off the front wall and bounce back to me. It's absorbing all that sound from the rear speakers, and the front speakers are very clean. They're nestled in the baffle wall. Everything's absorbed from, like, side and rear, but they're just playing from the front face, basically. It worked really well.
So the problem I have with that, where your rear speakers aren't reflecting back, is that's not how it's supposed to work. We are students of reflections in real life. So if you take the reflections away, it's not natural. And Ryan actually correctly says this. Ryan Kramer says his big takeaway was actually that you want even fall off on decay instead of having like your high frequencies where they tank off and they get absorbed rather quickly and everything else is a longer decay time. So it's entirely possible that as long as your decay time is uniform, regardless of what it is, you're probably in for a decent experience, depending on the room size. Typically, you want a shorter decay time for smaller rooms and larger and longer for larger rooms, in my opinion, in my experience. But we can agree to disagree. You're wrong, but we can agree to disagree.
I mean, I heard it. A lot of people heard it. We all liked it. Craig John had one of the better rooms we've ever heard.
Good. As long as things are good. Carl Lightenball 9668. Very happy with my two Sony 4K Blu-ray players. Bought a Panasonic UB450 and it was terrible. The sound was brutal. Nothing like the Sony's. Don't know what it is.
That doesn't
Hmm.
make sense.
Maybe a setting? Subjective?
I have no idea what that could be really. There are settings in there, like, have a higher bit rate, that kinda thing, but they should default, especially with the newest firmware, it should default to the best settings.
I don't know. I
And
have
at
no
that point,
experience with
I
the
mean,
4K.
you really should be, like, bit streaming, and so your Panasonic should be sending out the exact same thing as the Sony, and then your receiver is decoding it. Think of it like the Panasonic or the Sony sending a zip file, and the receiver is decoding it
Mhm.
and opening the zip file and making the playback. That's what Bitstream does. So, I don't know that I agree with that. Maybe you got a bad player, maybe something's broken. I don't know what to tell you, but that shouldn't be that way. I'm not saying you didn't hear it that way, I'm just saying it shouldn't be that way.
He's saying you're wrong. I don't know it.
Yeah.
He's not saying you're wrong. It could be a setting. It shouldn't be any different, technically.
Go back. They do have a whole audio menu on the I mean, he maybe already got rid of it, maybe he took it back. But, if you go into audio settings, like, it should be pretty I mean, I have one sitting here, I could walk you through it or something, but I have an Oppo 203 in my room, and I have a UB420 sitting right here, left and right, and, they both sound the same because Bitstream goes to the receiver, and the receiver processes it. Doesn't make a difference.
All right. Ryan Kramer says you can't say B movie because that's meant to refer to a cheap, campy, poorly made movie.
Oh, I was talking, like, school grades in my way of reckoning there. Like, a B is like a B student
I
instead
knew
of
what you meant.
yeah.
You guys going to watch Avatar 3 and its high frame rate? I know Jonathan likes his interpolation. Interesting to see who's an HRR fan and who isn't. He actually did an interview on this where he explained why he did the different frame rates. And you need to go try and find it. I can't really I've forgotten what exactly he said, so I won't try and paraphrase it. But I encourage people to go watch it because he explains the reasoning behind it. I'm an
Did he do it in 48 hertz like The Hobbit, or is it higher?
It changes
Oh,
theatrically. It goes between different frame rates.
oh,
Yeah. I mean, playing back, it's the same, but how the frames are actually on screen, how many, it's different. So it gives a different feel. I watch the interview, just YouTube it or Google it. I'm sure it'll be easy to find. I don't want to paraphrase it because I don't really remember what he said, but it's worth watching. It's really interesting. There's science behind why he's doing what he's doing, whether you like it or not. He's doing it for an objective reason. But you're a high frame rate guy. I am too.
yeah.
We both
Although
are.
when we watched The Hobbit, it seemed kind of goofy. 10 years, 15 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Did you watch that in the theaters?
I don't remember if I did or not.
I'm pretty sure I watched it in the Dolby Prime at the time, and it had the high frame rate, and it seemed a little goofy to me. Probably just because it's foreign at that point, like something
Probably.
completely new.
The games weren't playing at that high of a refresh rate. It's not something we were doing. Yeah, I agree. MWIL5MB, did you watch Flow? I have not. I've heard
I
this is
watched
an
Flow. It was
interesting movie.
awful. And Ryan Kramer in the comments is going to beat me up, but I thought it was awful. In fact, Flow was so bad. I had a family friend over from church. Like they had 7 people in their family, and we have 6 in mine. And we all sat down here and watched it. And my kid, about an hour in, one of my kids was like, she was 7 at the time. She was like, "Dad, can we turn this off? It's so bad." About an hour in, that was one of the kids. And then the adults, when we got done, everyone was like, "What did we just watch? Like, this is bad." So maybe we have no imagination, but that was. It's not that I don't like animation. You guys know I like animation. That movie was terrible. Like that was one of the worst ones I've watched in 2025. Then that's how I feel about that.
It wasn't a demo, so I get it. Palindrome guy, another question. I'm still in my early audio journey. I just wasted my first bit of money by buying a power amp. It has made no difference whatsoever. Could it be me? No. I think we all go down this pathway. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, Palindrome guy, come on. You've been watching us for what, 3 years at this point? But he didn't take our advice, I guess.
I feel maybe it's a different Palindrome guy.
Is it?
I don't know.
think so.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
But power amps should only be used if they're needed.
1 second. My daughter's asking me something here. 1 second.
So power amps you're going to want to use if your speakers have a low sensitivity, high power handling, and you need to chase higher SPL output at your reference seating position. If you've got limited power on an AVR and you need more than that, so your AVR, if you're doing all channels driven, you're probably going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know, 70 to 80 watts, somewhere in that ballpark. And if you need more than that, depending on your speakers, you're going to need power amps. If you need more channels, because something like a Denon X3800H can do 9 channels of processing and amplification, or 11 channels of 2 extra channels. So 11 if you have an external amplifier. You got to use them as tools to accomplish a given task instead of just expecting that it's subjectively going to make things better. One of the biggest misconceptions that people make is the gain structure changes, so everything gets louder, and they misconstrue loudness with quality is typically where people get themselves into trouble when doing dedicated amplifier comparisons against an AVR, because they don't level match. Anything else?
No, I was distracted by my daughter asking me a question, so I'll let you. You had it, I'm sure.
I don't know. I just made everything up. Ryan Kramer says, I'm as interested in listening to AI making music as I am with watching a robot breaking a bench pressing record.
That's sad, man, because there's good stuff out there, like truly enjoyable. And I know he was on the text group where they were like, no part in it. So I get it.
Palindrome guy, Ryan, it's a strength to know your weaknesses, stand strong. Don't let him take you down another rabbit hole. Yeah.
This is with the Arc Raiders game.
Yes. Yes. I'm aware. I don't need another rabbit hole. I don't need another addiction. Palindrome guy again. Do you think you could do a blind test for a subwoofer playing 30 hertz or a comfortable level and know the difference?
Or a comfortable level. If at a comfortable level, then no, I don't think you can. Like with any competent sub, and we're talking the gamut from like a $100 driver up to a very, very expensive driver. If you're not pushing the limits of the sub, like you're not going to where it's starting to introduce a bunch of distortion, and you can go to database and you can look and see when those distortion numbers start coming in. Say you're playing at 30% volume or
Yeah.
excursion, you're not going to tell the difference. And the whole myth about faster or slower. I think Palindrome is trolling us at this point, by the way. But the whole thing about faster or slower, 30 hertz is 30 cycles per second, so it can't be faster or slower. It's 30 hertz or it's not playing correctly. And if you're not hitting your excursion limits and your amplifier's got plenty of headroom, you're not going to be able to tell the difference.
If you're not pushing things, you're not going to know. What's 2026 offering you guys? Events, equipment, other news. I mean, M-Wave in 2026. So if you guys didn't know, Midwest AV Experience is coming back September 18th, 19th, and 20th at the Kansas City Convention Center. If you go to midwestavexperience.net, you can get all the information. I think there's still some slots available for home theater tours. If you guys want to partake in that, all the information is available on there. So that's a big one. Equipment. The new Trinov update. There's that.
Yeah, the one that had the like pay as you go, pay for extra channels, comes with base of 8 or
There's
something
that
like
one.
that.
Yep. So
That's what they're talking about.
the IC or the CI, excuse me, but they released a new interface for the altitude, so that's coming. Then you've got Vader for Christie. That's coming. Dynamic subtitle optimization for MadVR, where they can move subtitles into the screen. Instead of being in the black, they can overlay them and you can color them and you can dim them and you can do all kinds of other stuff. That's coming. Dolby Vision 2 and HDR 10.2 is coming, I think.
Yeah, I just started a comment on that, but yes, you're right. You can unstart it since you just mentioned it.
Anything else that you can think of coming from you?
No, talking about Dolby Vision 2 and HDR 10.2. Are you excited for that, or do you think it's gonna like not have enough traction to matter for a few years? I sort of feel the latter because like Netflix just got their library converted to Dolby Vision, right? It's going to take them a little. I mean, from what I understand from reading about this, is that you don't. It's not just like a button you press. They got to remaster this stuff again. I don't think that there's going to be huge appetite for that for a little while to come. They'll probably start like releasing new things in it, but old stuff.
What are you gaining?
It's supposed to be like better HDR. I don't know the specifics. I watched some videos on it. It has some improvements to be made. Let me just Google it real quick again because I don't even remember. Dolby Vision 2. AI-powered content intelligence, which means nothing. Advanced motion control, bidirectional tone mapping to utilize the TV's full capacities. Light sense for ambient light adjustment, which would be hardware specific, and all these are. Enhancing clarity in dark scenes, optimizing sports gaming. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of just buzzwords until you actually see it.
Lighting would be cool. That's nice. But that requires. How would you do that?
Well, I mean, they've been doing that for 10 or 15 years, right? Some of the higher end TVs have a little camera on them to determine how much light's in the room, and they adjust the brightness.
Changing the metadata, you'd have to do it. I'd like to see how they're doing that from a metadata standpoint.
I don't know. I feel like it might be something that if you buy now, you're going to be probably buying again in the future with a better display set before it even matters. So
That's probably
I
true.
wouldn't rush out to buy it on that badge alone.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to do that. That's an interesting one. I'm still stuck on the ambient light. Okay.
This is a good question. Bing Dong asks, "You guys are gonna have to rebuy all your discs?" I feel that way kind of even now. Like, do you get tired of rebuying everything over and over and over again? What will Kaleidoscape do on this, for instance?
Mm,
They'll probably make you rebuy it. If the studio has to remaster it, they're gonna want to charge for it.
I don't know what they'll do in that situation. Probably. I'm not sure. Don't know how that's going to work.
I to put it historically, I haven't even rebought all my stuff in 4K. My absolute favorite things I've rebought, but I
I
still
don't
have a
know that it'll
lot
be
of
worth
Blu-rays.
it. We're
So
not as smart as we think we are. The ability to notice that stuff, unless they're side by side, is
diminishing,
negligible.
decreasing.
Yeah.
I
I
just want
don't
some of the stuff they touted in this generation to work, like quick media switching.
That'd be nice,
Why
wouldn't it?
can't we have that where it's instant HDMI sync instead of 3 to 7, 8 seconds for HDMI syncs to
Yeah.
happen?
I don't know. Willie Elrez, you guys have helped everyone realize the benefits of acoustic room treatment. Let 2026 be the year more people embrace the benefits of visual room treatment.
Is he talking about blacking out our theaters a little bit?
Not sure.
I'm not either. I did
He's,
go down that path a little bit.
he
My
says we did
room
something
got
right,
blacker.
though, so I'll take that.
Your room got blacker than it was a couple years ago too.
I had like
You had
6 feet of velvet, though, in the last room.
Yeah.
But the room in its entirety is significantly darker. I mean,
Yep.
it's first reflections for the projector, not as good because it's not velvet, but the room overall is way darker. Willie, enlighten us on what you mean. Palindrome guy, you talk about tiers a lot. This and the shape of my room is what has made me focus on my 2-channel. If I pull the trigger on JBL 4722Ns, is that a top tier speaker?
So that's the one Sheldon has in his room. There's an upgraded compression driver for that 4722, and I think by the time you get that upgraded compression driver, I think you're kind of in a top tier category where EQ is going to be a bigger deal than changing out your speakers at that point because they're super capable. They're well over 100 dB sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
That upgraded compression driver is like one of the better ones JBL has. You got two 15s in each cabinet. Like, this is a pretty serious speaker.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's two 15s in there.
I'm not a
4722N
fan of
images.
I don't know how I feel about
No, there are two 15s.
I don't know how I feel about needing two 15s in a speaker. Do you?
I don't think you need them, no, but I mean,
What
it's
are you
just
gaining?
well, the same thing could be asked you on your Black Swans. Like, why do you need a 15 in there?
Okay, but so those 15s, I say this because JBL I don't think is doing this. Those 15s do not go down very low. They hit a brick wall pretty close to like 60, somewhere in there. The JBLs get down significantly lower than that. So I guess let me rephrase that. Why do you need mains that get down that far?
The JBLs go to 40 hertz. They're tuned to 40 hertz.
Okay, so that's not as bad as I thought, but my question still stands.
I don't know. They're 140 dB sensitive. They do 130 dB continuous. Like, that's
so my
plenty of
question,
speaker.
the issue that I have with it, and this is a part that I think a lot of people don't think about, is when you put big subs with your mains, as an example, most of the time, or with all of your speakers, most of the time, where you put your speaker is not the best place for a subwoofer, unless you're going to have subs everywhere and it doesn't really matter. But people get, and I was going to do this when I was redoing my theater. the Experience Center. They get on this idea, well, I want all of my speakers to be able to play full range. And what they fail to realize, I think it was actually Michael Boker that said this, was, and I already said it, most of the time where your speakers are placed is not the best place to put a subwoofer.
Sure.
So why waste that space and that speaker in that location when it could very well actually detract from the overall performance of the room? And
Sure.
they get way, way bigger. Like it you might as well just put dedicated subs in the places that they're needed. You're gonna cross over anyway. And then the speaker's smaller, you've got more flexibility in placement and go from there. Now, with these JBLs, I think JBL's doing it correctly. They're not trying to dig down super low. I can get behind that if they're trying to go for huge amounts of output because you're going to need the surface area and power to be able to do that. So I can get behind that if you're chasing SPL for sure.
I mean,
But
the 4722N is meant to be like a commercial cinema
yeah,
loudspeaker. Like,
yeah,
that's what it's designed to
I can
be.
get behind that at its low end range. That's fair.
136 dB peak at 1 meter. And JBL's peaks are like tested with hours on it, not just like, hey, I could burp this and then it'll blow up. Like, their pro audio stuff is meant to be run at those levels. So, I mean, you can make that sound any way you want. If you don't like the sound out of the box or the JBL little, like the Harman curve that they apply to those type of speakers, do whatever you want with EQ. It's got a lot of headroom. That's my opinion. Teach their own.
Willie Alres is saying, I'm hoping 2026 is finally the year for GTA 6.
That could have been going on for the last few years. That's sane, right?
Like a decade. How long ago did GTA 5 come out?
I don't know, but don't they still have a huge player base? So
10 years
it's working
ago,
for 'em.
probably.
I'm looking up GTA 5 release date. 2013.
12 years. Oh.
Yeah.
St. Louis sports audio fan says, I implemented a near field sub last year. Was the best change in a while.
Yes. Good man.
Aguman 3809. I'm looking to get 2 subwoofers up on each side of a massive screen. I only have about 15 inches of space between the screen and walls. Any suggestions for decent subwoofer that will fit in a slim space?
Yes. Behind the screen subwoofers from GSG Audio. Depends on what you want to spin, but they have boxes that are very narrow. I'm going to look them up and see how thick they are, how deep they are. Where's the dimensions? So the behind the screen ported is 17 inches deep. The sealed is still 17 inches deep. How much space did he say he had?
15 inches.
Oh. You're probably going to have to do something custom, and you can, right? Because the drivers themselves are not, you can get a 15-inch driver that has a lot less depth than, say, 13 inches and be fine. But it looks like you might have to custom build something. Because I think, as far as I know, the behind the screen stuff is about as thin as it gets from the do-it-yourself
Well, if you're doing
type
18s,
things.
sure, you could do it smaller with smaller drivers.
I will link the GSG audio behind the screen speakers, and you can take a look at them.
I don't know what I would do.
I mean, you absolutely can do that. Like, if you look, let me look up like that Dayton Audio UM18 version 2 and see the depth on that real quick. Specification sheet. It is 258. That's not in inches.
Is that millimeters?
Yeah, it'd have to be millimeters. 258 to inches.
10.
That's 10 inches. So you have plenty of room. I mean, you could build a box easily. Your pole vent on the back of those drivers needs to have about an inch or more, but an inch is fine as long as it has room to breathe. So like you could absolutely mount those in there, and that's an 18. They also make the drivers that have a very narrow or it's less deep using those what's the magnet called? I can't even think, the rare earth magnet, neodye. I can't even think of the name.
Dominium, diaminium,
Yeah, neodymium, whatever. I can't think of it. But those are even shallower. A lot of times those are like 6 or 7 inches deep. Neo 18-inch subwoofer. Neo, get me
You could
close enough.
model it using software and find out what you would actually need. You can get away with it as long as the driver is shallow enough and the box dimensions are correct for the box.
So here's a Neo one that's 185 185
That's
millimeters,
going to be like 6 inches.
2 inches. Yeah, 7.2 inches. So you got all the room in the world if you're willing to build it yourself, for sure.
Drop Zone says, Jonathan Ryan, thanks for your comments and suggestions at AVS Forum regarding my projector question. I wish I was closer to Kansas City. You guys have a great home theater community. He's the one, I'm assuming, that was asking about the projector upgrade to the QL series.
Come out to Kansas City, man. Take a look. If you want to see them, that's the best way to judge, to determine.
It's worth the flight. I know it's easy for us to say because we live here and we're the ones hosting, but I mean, I host probably 1 to 2 guys a month, I would think, that come in typically from out of town. So I had my last one was here 2 weeks ago. So it's definitely worth, as I said in the chat, it is worth the few $100s for a plane ticket to come out. You don't even have to stay overnight. Like you fly in the morning and then you leave that night. If you can make the flights work, a few $100, it is well worth it. Because as I said in my post, it removes buyer's remorse and it removes the constant questioning you're going to have of, could this be better and did I make the right decision? Because you're going to be able to see them. That's my suggestion. It's how Jonathan made me spend way too much money on subs. I still remember that. My subs don't do that. Thanks, Jonathan. I could have been a way more wealthy man had I not met you.
I didn't make you spend your money. You spent your money.
No, you definitely did. You you were holding my hand over a candle saying, you will spend this. You will buy this. You will do this.
Put the rat in the little bowl and put it over your belly like Fast and Furious.
Exactly what you did. See, you guys don't know that side of Jonathan. That is who he truly is. While he's got one of those like Timu things connected to his face so we can see the cell phone while he's watching stuff, and that's how he watches his movies. Yeah, that's really what it is. That's how he does it.
No.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These comments are coming in fast and furious. I can't even keep up.
Ryan's making fun of me for launching the LG A10, the God projector.
Oh my goodness, that was.
You remember that?
That was a turd.
I still remember Nick going, I can fix that. 2 hours later, I can't fix this.
The gradient.
Oh God,
it was from red to blue across the yeah. Can't calibrate that.
Oh my gosh. What a journey in the short time we've had. Terminator Juice. I'm adding near field sub and wondering if I need to EQ that since it's only for tactile feedback. Jonathan, I'll let you take that one.
No, actually, you don't want to. I mean, you can play with it how you want. I know this guy. He came to one of our crawls. You don't want to EQ the near field sub if it's a sealed sub because that will change the linearity of the feel. Now, if you want to be precise and like do test tones and say like, all right, my chair feels more rigid at 40 hertz and I need to add a little bit more at 40 hertz, that would be the kind of EQ you would apply there. You do not want to apply room EQ there because where the near field sub measures at your listening position, like it's way off axis and it's going to be doing bad things to try to make that smooth at the ear position. The near field subs are not meant to be like the subs for the room, like the acoustic sound for the room. They're meant to provide feel, and you want a very linear feel. So EQ the subs up front in the room if that's what you want to do, but leave the near field raw and just have them down 2 or 3 dB from the front subs as far as output.
Mhm.
You'll still have the front sound anchored up front to the far field subs, and you'll get that real nice linear feel where every note feels like it should without having, like, say, 40 hertz boosted by 6 dB because it thinks it needs it, and now a 40 hertz bass note feels like too strong. I have a video. Watch my channel in the next week. I'll try to put it out there. I have a video I'm going to show on why near field is better than ported. We did it in a podcast a long time ago, but I redid that
You
experiment.
mean why sealed is better than ported for near field?
Yeah, did I say that backwards?
You
Sorry.
said why near field is better than ported.
Yeah, why near field should be sealed instead of ported for near field, and I show that linearity and so forth, using rice grains on top of the driver, and I think that basically will sell itself, like, as far as why you want near field when you watch that.
Yep. AI music, how far till AI movies?
It's almost here, man. Go watch web search AI trailers, and an example would be like the He-Man movie. Web search AI He-Man movie trailer behind the scenes, and you'll see some things that'll just really knock your socks off. Like, wow, that looks, almost like uncanny valley. Like, is that real? Except for you don't think it looks real because actors look like too perfect, but it looks real in the sense of like you don't know it's fake. And so I think that's probably a year or two away before we have something like that being made.
Flyers 10AZ, where's Josh from database?
Josh Rishi. Let's see if I can find him on AVS and if he's posted recently. Might take me a second. Go to the next one, and I'll have this answer shortly.
Okay. What movies are you guys looking forward to in 2026? I have no idea because I don't stay on top of any of that stuff.
There's one that's coming out. Tim will even know the name of it. That looks pretty cool. It's based on a book. It's real popular. It's about a guy going to save the planet, like a academic guy that's going to save the planet, and he meets some alien that looks like kind of a robot, but it's not a robot.
Independence Day.
No, it's not Independence Day. The chat will know it. Ryan Kramer will know it, and Tim will know it. That's one that looks fun. I watched the trailer of that one and it looked cool.
Scream 7.
Project Hail Mary is the name of the one that I'm thinking of. I just Googled it.
Toy Story 5. The Odyssey. There's another Resident Evil coming. Avengers Doomsday. Dune Part 3. I'll probably say Dune. Greenland 2 has the weirdest title I've ever seen. I don't understand. It looks interesting, but the title doesn't look like it fits the movie. Is there a reason for that? Because I don't get it.
No, I don't know.
Zach ET6BC says, what's the main difference between the NZ8 and the NZ500? If you were going to buy one, which one would you get?
I'm getting pulled to many directions. I think the NZ8 has some issues that the NZ500 solves, and that would be bright corners. The NZ8 is going to traditionally have bright corners, and the NZ500 traditionally doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Image uniformity. If you have issues on white, the NZ500 should solve them. So like my NZ7 RS2100 had like white uniformity issues. It had like kind of a yellow staining on it, if you will. NZ500 doesn't have that. The interesting contrast on the NZ500 will actually be better than the NZ8. The NZ8 will be a little brighter than the NZ500. So those are kind of your trade-offs. Unless you have a perfect sample NZ8, I think the NZ500 is a better.
You lose HDMI 2.1 on the NZ500.
True.
The NZ8 is a little bit brighter. The NZ500, I think, technically, like you said, has better interesting contrast. It may actually have better native contrast, or it's going to be very close. Uh, the other benefit, if you're looking to buy either one of these, is the NZ500 will still be in warranty if you buy it new. The NZ8 will not, unless you can find it used and or new from a dealer. And even if that's the case, I'd probably still buy the NZ500.
Yeah, I think if you just had them, like if you were buying them both new right now, you probably actually might want the NZ500. And
If you
that's
didn't need HDMI 2.1.
I don't
Yeah.
think HDMI 2.1 is that important for JVC because there's so much like blurring on that JVC LCOS panel. So if you're buying it for gaming because you want the HDMI 2.1, you might be looking elsewhere anyway, in my opinion. So on the question previous for Josh Ritchie, he's not on AVS form anymore. His profile used to be RICCI, and when I click on that, it says, "Oops, this user is no longer available." So he
Mhm.
is going incognito apparently.
Good for him. I hope. Hopefully it's for good reasons. Fat Man, this is the last question unless somebody else posts something. In 2026, I'm finally building my second full Marty sub. What next? He's saying after the full Marty. Base shakers, near fields, or a larger screen. Right now he's at 75 inches at 8 feet.
Mm.
Of those,
It'd be near fields or larger screen for me.
I'd go larger screen. I mean, I'm at 165 inches at 9 feet. So
Yeah.
I'm over double your screen size.
So be prepared though, as you increase that screen size, you're going to need more projector, or you're going to want more projector because it's going to lose some brightness.
Well,
So
I'm
I don't
assuming he's talking 75 inches as a TV.
know. That would make more sense, I suppose. 75-inch projection screen would be pretty small.
Or like looking into a flashlight.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So if he's not going projector, then he's going to be maxing out at like a 98 for,
Mhm.
TCL or
98's a
97
lot
for
bigger
OLED.
than that, though. That's 22 extra inches. 23, excuse me, almost 2 feet.
Hmm.
I'd probably do a bigger screen still. That's a big difference in immersion. I
Mhm.
was I was watching while I was doing some stuff for work. What, the making fun of me for
Yeah,
Magic
no,
Grid?
Ryan Kramer, 10 feet at 200 inches.
Yeah. Shut up, Ryan. Uh, I was watching while I was working today Game of Thrones, the House of the Dragons series. I made it into season 2, and it hit me while I was sitting there just how amazing it was for that big of a screen. It feels much more like you're there and you're captivated and teleported into that environment instead of it being shown to you through a TV screen. So, scale, especially as you get closer and closer to lifelikeness, it makes a big difference in how you receive, enjoy, and experience the content. So I'm gonna continue to say larger screen. I didn't believe this until I had a dedicated theater many years ago, but that's the direction I would go. Thoughts? Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think a bigger screen is always going to be a more immersive for sure. A near field sub is going to give you that tactile feedback. So if you feel like you're missing tactile feedback after your second full Marty, then that's where I'd go. And tactile based shakers would be like to fill it in if you're still feeling like you want more after near field. So I kind of agree with that order. I think.
There's a guy in China that made a 233-inch scope screen. We commented on this thread, didn't we? With the paint? Was that this guy?
I don't think I remember seeing anything about a 20 nit screen. Do you?
It was stupid low, ridiculously low, and he was complaining because it was dim.
Hmm. Yeah, that's 20 nits. Well, this says he's happy, so
Yeah, I
I
guess
wouldn't be happy with 20
I
nits.
wouldn't either. But if you don't know any better, I guess
It looked like it looked like you were looking at candlelight at that point.
like a original Game Boy.
Hey, I have an interesting observation. So
Mm,
you know how I have 2 projectors hung, right? And
mhm,
I choose which one I'm gonna watch based on source content. I
mhm,
came down here the other night. My kids started Harry Potter, the 8th movie. Very dark movie, right?
mhm.
And I'm hearing it upstairs, and I come downstairs, and the 14-year-old and the 2 younger ones are watching it. So the 14-year-old's in charge of the remote. And I came down and I saw the Epson was on. And I said, "Don't you wanna watch this one with the JVC? Because this is, like, as dark as a movie gets." And she goes, "No, I wanna see what's going on." So I choose the Epson. I thought that was a really
Oh.
interesting. I mean, I would have picked the JVC myself, but just from her vantage, like, she liked what the tone mapping was doing, bringing the details out of the dark and making it so she could see what was going on. That was her preference. So yet another example of people preferring different things.
Mhm, mhm.
I relayed that story to the little text group with Tim and Sheldon and Ryan, and Tim said, "I would have said the JVC, and I would have said the same reason because because I want to see what's going on," meaning that meaning that there's not a gray
Mm.
like murkiness to it. So I mean, just
It's
interesting.
interesting how different people can be.
Perceive it. Yeah, yeah.
Look 3131 F6K. I want to fit a 130-inch projector screen, but the only way I can do that is by placing bookshelf speakers on the side. I have a Dolly Oberon 1 speakers. Do I need to buy something else? Why don't you do AT? Oh, I guess he may not have room for them. He'd have to change his wall.
Placing bookshelf speakers on the side.
He doesn't have enough room on the
Are you
sides of
seeing a
speakers.
second comment that gives a little more information on that?
No, I'm making assumptions.
I think he should go AT and bring his wall forward unless he really truly doesn't have room. Put him behind the screen, man, as long
Well,
as you
then you
can.
gotta build a new wall.
Yes.
So?
It's the pains we take.
That is true. I mean, you and I have walked that walk. I
Yeah,
demolished half my basement to make what I'm doing work.
absolutely worth it.
It is. If you can do a wall, AT is gonna make it way better, and it's going to provide a lot more flexibility in the speaker choice. Yep. MW says 135, then just get the 115-inch Samsung with the matte screen.
Read these next 2 I just put in there from Stitch 1007 and Fat Man.
Half-Life 3? Man, I've been waiting for Half-Life 3 for 20 plus years.
Now read the next one. That makes me laugh a lot what
I
Fat
I
Man said.
saw that one. The problem every time someone mentions Half-Life 3, it gets pushed back a day. Well, it just
Fat
got
Man, that's
pushed back
clever.
another
I
2
like that.
days for me mentioning it. Palindrome guy's asking if you have a link code to that driver.
Actually reach out to Carp on the forums. That's CARP on AVS forum. Or I can text him. I'll ask him right now. See if he can post the link on his thread or something or give you a link. Let me text him. I saw someone else in the comments said they had the upgraded driver, so maybe they can provide that link too. The upgraded compression drivers.
I'm looking to add a 3-channel amp to my existing Onkyo RZ50 with Polk. I think he means Polk. R series speakers. I'm looking at an Emotiva Bass X3. Any other suggestions? Not really for the money. The Bass X is really hard to beat at its price point. How much is that now? Emotiva Bass X3. 639. What's the
Oh,
entry level Buckeye?
that same question, Happy Bullets answered it. It's the 2452H-SL. I'm going to put that on the screen just for the viewer's sake here. 2452HSL. That's not from Sheldon, but one of the viewers got it. Happy Bullets got it.
So what I might do instead of the Bass X, if you can splurge a little bit, is to do a HypeX NC252. Depending on your speakers. Actually, I don't know that you're going to notice a difference. And I think Jonathan's going to agree. Bass X, Emotiva Bass X3 versus a HypeX NC252 from Buckeye.
Not, I mean, if you're looking at a basics amp, you're probably not driving the type of speakers that would need something
Yeah,
that's gonna be outlandishly better, so it's probably fine.
I don't think you're gonna notice.
So somebody's asking,
You can
"Hey, could
pull
you use
card.
those same drivers on the 3722N?" 3772N. If it has the same style top, then yes. I mean, it's going to, like, have the same kind of mount thing. I don't know if it does or not. Yeah, it looks almost identical from visual perspective, so almost certainly could. Get on AVS forum and confirm. There's a 4722N thread that goes on for days, and there might be a 3722N. You could probably just even post your question in the 4722N, 4772N thread. Sorry for the disruption. Go ahead.
I got it. No,
I'm so far behind on these comments. How are you keeping up?
just amazing.
Apparently.
That's why. Last question. Sammy 1001. Ryan, I got my Anthem MCA 525 amp, stable to 2 ohms, loving it on my Martin Logans. I just watched the Jurassic Park at negative 17.5 dB. Can't believe I have all the headroom until reference still. That would do it. I mean, your gain structure changes, you've got more power, so you're going to be able to listen at a lower voltage out of the AVR.
Well, let's make sure that Sammy understands this whole thing here. Because if he just got his Anthem amp and now his speakers sound much, much louder at negative 17.5, then he didn't calibrate his system to take care of the gains on the new amp. Because negative 17.5 with the receiver or with any amp should sound the exact same as negative 17.5 with this new amp.
If
Because
it's calibrated.
if it's calibrated. If you just swapped out the amps, then surely
Well,
it could be louder.
let's make sure that we're talking about this correctly, because if I do this on like Storm or something, Storm's number that it sets is arbitrary. It doesn't mean anything. Like there's no negative 22 for me as reference.
But it wouldn't be that way on a consumer
No,
AVR.
no.
So
I just
boutique high-end AVRs.
But I want to throw that out just to make sure
That's
that we're
fair.
clear. It doesn't mean that that's what's happening, but with something
Anthem,
like
I think,
Venom
tries to
brand,
calibrate to reference, though. So, like, if he reran his auto EQ with the new amp, your negative 17.5 should be identical with your new amp to your last negative 17.5. The difference would be that perhaps you have a little bit more headroom on the very loudest volumes if you got a much more powerful amp. I mean, that's just the way it works. If you're getting louder with an Anthem receiver, assuming you got an Anthem receiver, I mean, he hadn't even told us what he's got there, I don't think. But if you've got an Anthem amp for your Anthem receiver, and say you had an Emotiva receiver or an amplifier before for your Anthem receiver, negative 17.5 should be the exact same between the two after you rerun calibration.
that's all she's got. That's the end. No more questions. Not a very long stream tonight. Well, I guess an hour and a half.
I still haven't made it through all the questions yet. I mean, I know
You're
you have,
so
but I'm
slow.
Oh, hey, Fallout. That might be the best thing of 2025. 2 episodes so far. I really liked Fallout series. You didn't like it?
It was okay. It's not that I didn't like it. It was fine. I think I like
So
Landman
there's
more.
only 2 episodes. I think there's only been 2 released from season 2. The third one comes out. Actually, the third one came out this week. I haven't watched it yet. But
I don't know. I haven't watched season 2. I watched season 1.
I didn't expect much because I just didn't, but I really liked it.
But didn't you watch the first one?
Yeah. Last year
Yeah.
or whatever as it
I
came
didn't
out.
expect much. I watched the entire first season.
Well, it kind of hooked me in. I enjoyed it.
Oh, you didn't expect much from the first season.
But before I watched the first season,
Yeah,
I thought,
I would
you know,
agree.
game to video, that's always crappy.
Yeah,
Like,
I
computer
watched
game or console game or any kind of game to like cinema, Hollywood cinema, usually sucks.
it's
Frankly.
usually really bad. The first season of Last of Us was really good.
I still don't watch that, but that's intentional because of the genre.
Oh, yeah.
That thing has a bunch of jump scares, does it not? I tried to play the game and it had too many jump scares for me, so I quit the game. I assumed the show would as well.
Yeah. Probably not going to like the show. All right. Somebody asked, last question. Bruce Barnes says, real quick. We
No,
can get
Bruce, he's
into
banned.
Bruce. No,
He's banned for
he's
Jurassic Predator.
Real quick, what is the first thing to look at if I've developed a noise floor buzz? I don't think if it's a buzz, it's probably a ground loop.
An easy thing to do a lot of times is associated with HDMI, but he hasn't changed anything. Like if you pull your HDMI cables and the buzz goes away, then you got your smoking gun. That sometimes ends up being a thing. Other than that, you can ground your chassis together, man. Take a little piece of wire, remove a chassis screw from all your different equipment, and just pigtail all your equipment together through a ground screw. Scrape off the paint on the back of the screw.
MW also says it right. Check for loose connections because you can get arcing and stuff that'll happen on connections that can cause that. That could be something. If it's more of a hissing, it can be your noise floor. But if it's a buzzing, it's definitely a ground loop.
Unplug things one at a time until you isolate it, and then chase it down from there.
Yep. That's where I would start. Sorry, not more helpful. Those are a pain. I hate ground loops. I'm lucky I don't have any. We shall leave it there. I have to go to bed early and get ready for an install in the morning. Yay.
I just saw this one. Let me finish the comments here. You can't quit.
No.
Finish the comments.
No.
Batman says my kids are going to be a menace with their Epson comment. Well, maybe. Well, Lillian especially is following
my kids don't get a choice. No choice. My wife and stuff is actually complaining that it's too bright. So I had to make a wife profile where it turns things down.
Oh yeah. What nits does she like it at? You like 300. What does she like?
Like 150.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think it's mainly SDR that gets to her because it's really bright. I mean, yeah, SDR is not made to be that bright.
Here, my wife likes it brighter, so our wives aren't even on the same page.
No.
We watched Muppet Christmas Carol. Do you know which that is? Like Jim Henson's Muppet Christmas Carol? My wife hasn't traditionally liked that movie very much, and she told me at the end of the movie, volunteered, I didn't solicit. She said, I really like this movie a lot better on your Epson projector than I've ever seen it before. And I said, what do you mean? And she goes, well, it was just a lot brighter. This movie is usually so dark.
It was obviously because she could see things.
Well, I mean, that's basically the same statement. And I run mine at like 375 nits. It's 16:9. It's bright.
God, it's so bright. I mean,
she loved it. I mean, she said this is the best she'd ever seen it.
That's
portrayed.
25% brighter than I watch.
Well, she was all for it, all in.
Oh.
She said the Muppet characters usually look like dingy and gross and like kind of dirty. And she said because it had all that extra brightness, they looked like nice and cheery, and it just was a lot better experience. So that was interesting to me.
It's a good observation. Next week, topic wives and AV. My wife, we're not even going to get to that point because if I ask my wife to participate, she'll just look at me and go, no, and then go back to doing what she wants to do. She has no interest. She tolerates me doing it. She tolerates everything that I do. Everything that I do to her is annoying. I'm not sure why she married me.
I am almost done here. I'm already down to Bruce Barnes type instructions.
How important do you feel achieving an ideal decay time is?
I've been in all manner of rooms. They all have their own benefits. It's probably like that acoustician thing. Where different preferences are for different people.
I'd say that it's more important to have a consistent decay time.
I've been in rooms that are basically like strong reflection areas and still enjoyed the experience depending on the speakers they choose. If they choose like a narrow dispersion speaker, like say something that's like a JTR type range, works really good in a reflective room. Like it's kind of like you have your room and your treatments and you pick the speaker out for that style, I think.
Yeah. Use them as tools.
I caught up. I'm through.
Woo! He did it. He did it.
What did we miss? An integrated joke. Genesis says, hey, you're not going to read the integrated joke? What did I miss?
What integrated joke?
Yeah.
What's
I
an
barely
integrated
missed
joke?
it.
Integrated amplifier?
Hmm. I don't know.
No idea. Probably. We probably miss all kinds of things.
Is it this? This is his previous post.
Oh, yeah, that was probably it. I hate pass-through connectors. I hate. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jonathan?
Yeah.
I hate pass-through
Where
connectors.
it's like a barrel connector and you plug two Cat 6s together. Is that what you mean?
No, pass-through connectors when you're terminating RJ45 and you're putting the head on,
Mhm.
they've come out with these new connectors, and I understand why they did it, where the wire passes through the end and you trim the wire off on the outside of the connector
Oh.
and then you crimp it on. I hate them. Hate them.
I've never done those kind.
They do it because you can ensure that every one is properly
Exact same length.
right, and they're the
Sure.
exact same length because minuscule amounts of difference can cause timing issues. And air correction is great, but it is what it is. The problem I have with them is the blades from the crimpers that you crimp. The action to crimp and cut is in the same motion a lot of times, and there's a blade that comes down to chop the end of the wires off. And a lot of times those will dull rather quickly. And the problem then becomes when you try and seat it into an RJ45 jack, it doesn't seat all the way. But you don't realize that this has happened until stuff doesn't work. And you know how difficult it is to try and
Yeah.
find an RJ45 jack that is not seated all the way? That's not the first thing you go look for ever. And
Yeah.
it sucks. I hate them. They can no. So I
Hmm.
don't use them. That was his joke because I've complained about them before. So you're not a real man. Real men use old school RJ45s, even though they're probably worse. We live in our sadness in RJ45 Ethernet. Okay. All right. Do we want to stream next Friday? Can you do next Friday?
I cannot do next Friday. I have people coming over to watch a movie from church.
I didn't want
But
to stream with you anyway.
I could probably do Saturday night, or I could probably do in the week.
Saturday. Let's do Saturday night. That works.
Okay.
Or you know what? Let's do what time's that? Can you do Thursday?
I think I can do Thursday as well.
Let's do Thursday. So we'll stream on Thursday. We'll come up with a topic. Wives and AVs not going to work because my wife will want nothing to do with that. She'll look at me like I'm crazy. Like I'm not doing that. I want to watch my shows. I'm not. No, I tolerate you enough. Why would I stream with you? Real men don't eat quiche.
Hmm.
I like quiche. I'm not a real man. Okay, so we'll stream next Thursday. That is Thursday the 8th. There is a new podcast coming out on the 6th from ABS Forum. I had to stream it while I was out of town, so I didn't do the greatest job because I was in the Airbnb's bedroom on my laptop, so I didn't even have my camera on. But this one is with Adam Peltz, and we talk about spinorama data. So like your dispersion plots, your CEA 2034, that stuff. And then we're going to come back, I think, in a later date and talk about CEA 2010. So your compression and impedance and that kind of stuff. So that'll be an interesting one for people. And he breaks down what the frequencies listening window and off axis and all of that stuff means and what you want to be looking for. And we have a couple examples. So maybe you'll find that one interesting, but that's going to come out on the 6th.
Cool.
So if anybody has any recommendations on a topic, feel free to drop them in the comments. Don't put them in chat because we won't see them after the fact. Put them in the comments and we can figure something out to chat about. Don't have any topics that come to mind immediately. I've got ISE coming at the end of the month. Not excited about that, but maybe we'll get some time to go around and look at some stuff. Yeah. Anything in closing, Jonathan?
Nothing from me. Have a good
Okay.
night, guys.
Well, we'll wrap this up. Enjoy your home theater journey. Stay safe out there, and we will see you guys next week, Thursday on the 8th. Happy New Year.